This is a review of set 75437 Cobb Vanth Speeder. This set has 207 pieces and retails for $35 as of January 1st, 2026. This set, of course, has an instruction booklet as well as 3 bags. Bag 1 will have Cobb Vanth, with bag 2 being Cad Bane. So here's what the actual build looks like. I'll go more in depth to it after I talk about the two minifigs that come in it, Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane. This is the first time we get Cobb Vanth, and he comes with a very nice arm printing, leg printing, and a new print for that Boba Fett helmet. And here's it next to a bunch of other Boba Fetts. Obviously, he's not Boba Fett, but he does wear Boba Fett's armor. It is supposed to be sort of him after the Sarlacc pit when Cobb Vanth buys Boba Fett's armor from the Jawas. So, of course, it's not going to look like exactly how the other ones do. And I actually like that. The main comparison would be the episode 6. Technically, it's supposed to be episode 5, or it looks more similar to it, but that's a whole other story. But technically, according to LEGO standards, this would be the last version of the armor before we see him go into the Sarlacc pit and then eventually get into the hands of Cobb Vanth. So here is a closer look at the figure. It comes with very, very nice leg printing as well as arm printing, which I feel like every single Mandalorian should have in it. Probably because of that shoulder plate you can see with the yellow there. We even get the Mudhorn there with the Boba Fett's, or the Mythosaur, I guess, on the side there for Boba Fett's armor. And, of course, you get that very detailed torso. You even get to see a little bit of his scarf. Comes with a normal jetpack, which is perfectly fine. It also comes with a new mold for a flintlock piece, which actually looks very, very nice. Comes with 2 in the set, but he is only equipped with 1. And he has that nice old hair as well as this face print and another one which is more stern on the front of the bunks there. And of course you have the hair like this, which I prefer that look. It looks definitely the best. And of course you can take it off and then have the new helmet, which I feel like the helmet looks a little bit different. Obviously the printing and the wear and tear, I guess, or effect of the wear and tear looks a little bit different, but I also like how they use the new rangefinder piece. Of course they're going to use the new rangefinder piece, but I mainly like how it looks on Boba Fett in the newer sets here. This is like the newest set we've gone with that new rangefinder piece, so it looks very nice, but you might be able to tell a little bit the helmet seems a little bit larger. I feel like in the Cobb Vanth, the T-visor looks a little bit different. That might just be me. It might look a little different in the camera, but I feel like it looks a lot shorter. For the other ones, I still think it is a really, really nice figure overall. They did really nice printing, and also when you get it into some light, you can see all the wear on the torso mainly shine, so that actually looks very, very nice. Next would be Cad Bane, which is the first version I have of this figure. The last time he appeared was in the 2022 Justifier from the Bad Batch. I think this figure is actually a little bit better than Cobb Vanth because Cad Bane is a lot rarer to have as a figure, and he has that nice trench coat, as you can see, that actually goes down from his hips to his legs there. Speaking of the legs, he does get very, very cool toe printing as well as some very nice arm printing. You got that little blue effect on the bottom, which makes it look so nice. He's equipped with 2 regular short pistols. Then you also get that nice hat as well, which I think might be a new mold on the front. You can tell looks a little bit different. I'm not quite sure. I don't have any of the other fedora pieces, I guess, hat pieces to compare it to. And of course you get that nice bluer, I think a little bit dark blue than the last one, I'm assuming, because it is the live action version, so it'll look a little bit different. Of course, it doesn't come with a second face print because the other side of his face is not covered up, but it does give a nice Cad Bane effect for live action. And I don't think I can actually remove the head, but you get the point. It has the breathalyzer, I guess. I don't know what actually it's called that he has over here under the bottom, which is a separate piece. There's the head, and then there's that rubbery piece. Obviously, you can't feel it, but it does feel very rubbery. And then you attach it, and then the head piece goes over it. It actually does its job pretty well. I think it is definitely different from the last one, again, that we got in the Justifier. And altogether, this actually looks like an amazing figure, and it's also really nice to get Cad Bane. Again, I feel like we haven't gotten him in forever. Here's what all 207 pieces of Cobb Vanth Speeder will get you. I believe this was built off one of the engines of, not the specific one, but Anakin Skywalker's pod racer, at least the same model. It has a nice gray and then a light gray, and then also has mainly that red and yellow, which look very, very nice. And you have Cobb Vanth sitting in the front here, connected to a 2x2, and none of these handlebars, for some reason, actually are able to connect to the hand. It's just built like that for some reason, which is very weird for Lego to do. But you also have a nice seat cushion there, which you can't really recline to with the jetpack, but you can simply remove the jetpack and most likely store it in the center console here. It's pretty easy to remove that, and you do get a nice printed blue milk piece here, which is just printed on one side, but it actually looks very nice. You get a little glass of blue milk as well as a bantha, which is what is more fitting for a blue milk. I believe we did get another printed one with the pre-order of the Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. We also get like what I'm assuming is a little like pumpkin. Obviously pumpkins aren't Star Wars, so some kind of fruit. Maybe it was shown in the show, but I think it's just a little extra thing to have in the set. And I believe you can also fit the helmet in it, which would make the most sense. So if you pour those out, you should be able to fit the helmet. I'm pretty sure you can't fit like all the extra pieces, but without damaging it, you should be able to fit it. You might be able to squeeze like the fruit or the blue milk in there with it, but I don't think you can fit all three of the extra pieces I guess you would get. I feel like it would be better to have the hairpiece in there. The hairpiece does fit in there as well, but I won't talk about that too much. Overall, the actual build of the speeder was pretty enjoyable. They actually add a lot of cool greebling, like that is an ice skate piece. You have a little flintlock piece there, as well as a sniper scope. And if you've seen any Star Wars, you obviously, or have any Star Wars sets, I guess you would know that is a sniper scope piece or silencer. I guess they add to some of the long blasters. Overall, I think this is honestly an amazing build. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It has the 2x2 circular pieces there, so it can actually glide across the surface without scratching the pieces on the bottom, and it also sort of gives off a little bit of a hover effect. I wish this wouldn't be here, I guess, so it would feel like more of a hover effect, like one plate isn't touching the ground, the this side, I guess the sidecar is actually touching the ground, which would make it seem more like it's hovering, but probably for stability purposes, it needs to be like that. Overall, it is a really nice model. I'm actually very, very happy with Lego cooked up with, and overall in the set, they didn't do too bad for $35. You get two amazing figures, definitely the best in the January wave, and quite possibly the best of 2026, even though there's only been one release day. There is a lot of people saying that is very, very overpriced for $35, but honestly, I don't think it's that overpriced. I would have no problem picking this up day one. I didn't just get this for the review. I also really, really like the look of the set. I didn't think it was actually a bad deal. Maybe the most optimal price would be $30. They're kind of pushing it with $35, but I don't think it is a horrible deal. If it goes on any sort of clearance or any markdown, I guess would be the most recent thing in a couple of months. I'm not sure when these sets will officially go on clearance. As of recording, this is the first, so it'll definitely be a while until that, but honestly, just get it whatever price. Of course, if it's under retail, there's no reason not to get this amazing set, amazing figures. Lego definitely did good. This should be the standard for all of the sets that we get for Star Wars. Amazing set, amazing build. But that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing rest of your day, and see you all in the next one.